What's up, y'all? So today has been like a very stressful, very stressful day, and I gotta talk about it. Um, very stressful day, and I want you all to like this video because I'm gonna say something really real tonight on this broadcast. Really real. All right. And I want people, especially people, to hear this that got loved ones in nursing home facilities, long-term care hospitals, supportive living, assisted living, etc. And y'all excuse me because I haven't really ate nothing all day, so I gotta get some little protein and broccoli. But I have moved from Dallas, Texas, maybe about a year ago, almost 2 years ago. And I moved back with my mother. And the reason why I moved back with my mother because of my grandmother. And I witnessed my mother being overworked because I know how difficult it is working for elderly people. I've been doing it for over 10 years. So I saw how difficult it was. At first, my grandmother's care was she was able to walk, she was able to move, you know what I'm saying? Little assistance. But now she's considered long-term care. So you had to get machines, sit to stands, everything, right? My mother needed help. She didn't know how to do any of this. So I dropped everything and came. I said, you know what? We'll take the show to Chicago. Let's go. So then when I came in, my grandmother needed a lot of bit more assistance. So I rushed to help. And I knew I was coming into a situation where it's a lot of drama. Don't have to be, but it is. And I saw the drama and I said, my grandmother needs rehab and she needs to be in an extensive rehab. If not, then she's going to be a Hoyer left, right? She need extensive. So finally they found a place for intensive care. And I picked a place that I used to work at, great care. I know some of the people there, just great care. You can't hardly get a room there. They had a spot. They said, oh, no, it's too far. I said, okay, fine. I'm being humble, right? So they put her in a place. But I said to my mother, I said, whatever place you put her in, go see about her as often as you can. Because if you don't, they're going to mistreat her. I've worked in places where people didn't have no family and they got treated the worst because they knew, who cares if I don't clean such and such or such and such. This person don't have any family. I don't care. And then the people with family members with cameras in the room, family was going, they get cared about the most, right? So I said, make sure you go. So I'm just being as humble as peaceful. I said, well, I'm going to go every day. Start going, and I started seeing some stuff, and I just kept quiet. Then this week, it was just so out of control that I couldn't stay silent anymore. And I said, this is not right. How she's being treated, not only my grandmother, but also her roommates being treated. This is classic neglect. When you go in someone's room and you smell bodily fluids and they've been sitting it for hours and they're one hitting the call, like you go in there, you turn it off. And I'm sitting there and I'm just hearing excuses, then saying a word just as quiet. Just, oh, we gonna get to it 8 o'clock. We gonna get to it 9 o'clock. We gonna get to it 10 o'clock. I never tell them the days I show. I just show up. I go in very quiet. I go in very observant. If you don't know what time, go at different times, right? Because you never tell them what time you're coming because you want to see how the treatment is. I always told people to go in the beginning of the morning, middle shift, just go different times, right? And this is not my mother. This is my grandmother. And I'm seeing how she's being mistreated. And it broke my heart. Not only just for my grandmother, it broke my heart on how her roommate is being mistreated. Her roommate is being mistreated. And I saw it and I said, I can't be silent. I cannot be silent. So my mother was able to see what was going on. And she reported it, right? So my uncle, everybody know me and my uncle, for whatever reason, he don't get along with me for whatever reason, right? He tells my mother, tell Marquise, do not complain to the administration about her treatment. I said, what did he say? I said to my mother, respectfully, what he's talking about is foolishness. I would never, ever in my life see somebody being neglected and I'm silent. I have advocated for strangers for the 10 years of my career, and I would never see, especially this is who I love. This is my grandma, my family member. I'm seeing me neglected, and I'm not going to say, no, you got me twisted. And I said, respectfully, no, you can't tell you don't even go visit your mother often. You go every blue moon. That's not mother. That's your mother, right? And if you go and see, you will see this. And it's not right. And I go, and God, I thank him because God set it up this way for me. That number one, you end this career. Number two, you don't have children. Number three, you in a position of a career where you can do it anywhere in the United States, right? And I thank God for that, for the strength, and I thank God for the maturity that I'm not the same Marquise that I was in 2015 and 16, because the old Marquise would have went a whole nother way. This is the more patient Marquise, the more humble, because I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've been in the gym. So my mindset is different. But I will never, ever sit and let a person get neglected and I stay silent. No. And I'm sparing the story because I can take this a whole nother way. But one day I will. But today is not that day. I'm just telling people that's in here that have loved ones. I'm going to make it a thing for people that are watching it. Please check on your loved ones, especially those that can speak and do from. Check on your loved ones, because these places, they don't give a F about them. You got to be the advocate. And I said, I'm going to go and see about my grandmother. And I got to say this, right? My uncle, and this is the thing when people become power of attorneys, right? They think that is that power and blah, blah, blah. But I don't want any of that. What I want is my grandmother to have great care, not be in her stool, not to be in her urine, right? That's all I want. You didn't hear me ever complain because they were doing pretty decent. But then it just went whoosh, ain't doing whatever. And I said, not my grandmother, not her. Not you ain't gonna do that for her. It's just like, I'm not gonna do this because who should be here is her children, right? Her sons. It's particularly, he should be here. And I said, no, I would not allow my grandmother to be neglected and I stay silent. You know, you're not the manager of the family, and you're just because you're the power to. No, you need to come see about your loved one. And this is no offense towards the church. No offense to other church ladies, but they got their own issues where their family members are sick. They got to go see their family members. It's not their responsibility to go see my grandmother because that's not their relative. But I make sure I go. And I get there before the church people. Why? Because I know how these nursing homes operate. They are put on a good A-list face when they see you, but all hell then broke loose hours ago. Meaning, if I'm sitting there at 8, saw you, 9, saw you, 10, saw you, up to 11 a.m., that means you in your mess for 3 hours. Can you imagine if you as a mother, right, got your child in a daycare, right, and you find out that your child been sorry for 4 hours and they didn't change them to the 5th hour? You will be upset and they will not be allowed in that daycare center at all. You will remove them. And that's the thing that gets me, and I'm sparing these people because I'm sparing them because of grace and because of maturity. But you know what I'm saying? And my uncle, and I say this humbly to my uncle, humble yourself. You have already lost pretty much most of your members. That they gone. Stop trying. Don't blame me for your members for they leaving. They left because of the mess. I did not make them people leave. I didn't make them leave. They've been leaving that church forever. It ain't my fault. You just down to 10 members. About 9 or 8 right now. That ain't my fault. That's not my fault. Okay? So when I get to it and I'm hearing it, I said, okay, I'm going to come and see about my grandmother every single day because it's terrible. I've had nurses that was very disrespectful, didn't want to assist. It was just out of this world. Out of this world. And that's why I say I have to do it, because if they're soiled on them, they have skin breakdown, and it's a such thing as a pressure ulcer. That's why they instill in our training to make sure they're changed every 2 hours or as needed. Every 2 hours, and if they soil after you get the check, you got to change them again. By law, you have to do it. They cannot sit in a sore mess. I understand the industry need to change. I get it. You need to hire more people. But I'm not in here as an advocate for CNAs. I'm in here as an advocate for my grandmother. I put on my CNA advocate hat on another day. But right now, I'm a family member. This is coming from a family member's perspective. They don't want to hear that it's short. They don't want to know why my grandmother in her soil, she hitting the call light, you turn it off, turn it on. And this is right in front of me. I'm just waiting to just sit here like I'm just sitting here now. They're turning on, turn it off. We gonna get to it. We coming to you. Turn it on, turn it off. Oh, we get there. Well, yeah, turn it on, turn it off. So, and I said, I can't allow it, and I won't allow it. I love my grandmother. She is my angel. Mm-hmm. My grandmother is the reason why I'm here. And I love her. And I'm just not going to allow people to just abuse her. No, that's not right. And the sad part of this story, she don't have to be there. That's the sad part. I can go get a place today and get on one level and have her stay with me. But you would rather have her there with strangers because you want to keep a little check. That is the sad part. And one day, I'm going to tell it all. Because it ain't right. You mean to tell me you got somebody that's qualified that can do, and you would rather have her there because you want to keep a little check so she can continue to pay tithes and offerings, and she ain't been in no church in over 3 years? Come on now. Make it make sense. It's not my grandmother's responsibility to be helping to assist to pay church bills. It's not my grandmother's responsibility to be putting money towards appreciation services, to pay $500 for appreciation or $1,000 for appreciation. That's not my grandma's responsibility. She is no longer in a position to be giving money to church. She needs to have that money for her own care and services, not to be taking care of no pastor and no church. That to me don't make any sense. Why would you put a woman that's on a fixed income and she putting and sending money to a church and she need care? Are you kidding me? Like, that to me does not make any sense. And it ain't right. And the only reason why I'm sparing these people, because I could take this, I could do a whole docuseries. But I'm sparing it out of the grace and love of my grandmother. But one day, I will be able to tell the whole story. It's not right. And I was very hurt. I was very hurt. It broke me. Because it's like you got handcuffs on you. And you have to be silent. But with me being silent, I'm still out here advocating for my grandmother. Even though I have to fight the so-called POA, power attorney. But I'm still fighting for her because it's about her. Because at the end of the day, I don't have to do this. I can go pack my bags, go back to Texas, go live my life. But I do it because I love my grandmother. That's my grandmother. I don't know why her children do it the way they do it to her. That's their business. But I know from my relationship with my grandmother, she was there for me. When I attended Chicago Military Academy, graduated in 2009, my grandmother made sure I was clothed. She made, of course, the school provided the uniform, but she couldn't afford the cleaners anymore, but she washed it. Even though my pants and shirt and stuff was shrunk and it was really tight, I almost looked like Michael Jackson, but she made sure I was clean. She made sure I ate a meal. She made sure I had a full course meal to eat when I'm out of school. She made sure I had clean clothes. If the dryer went out, she would put it outside on the little clothing line. So my grandmother was there for me. Okay. And that's the point for me, because as you can hear, there is a lot of chaotic situations, right? And I still, through that, I'm only here for my grandmother, right? I'm only here for her and to check up on her. It just didn't make me feel right. Not only I'm there for her, but for anybody that I physically can see that is I have to say something. I just cannot sit here and not say anything about her particular care. I can't. You know what I'm saying? And I can go on and on and on. And it's so very sad because she can't be here because, as you can hear, this is a very chaotic environment. Because children, and when I say chaotic, children make noise. When you have an elderly person that is sick, they don't do well with noise. You understand what I'm saying? If she was here, she'll be screaming, yelling, fussing because she hear kid sounds. So that will just throw her off. Elderly people, they need a quiet environment, clean environment, safe environment. They don't need to be with a lot of loud children. Of course, children can visit, but this is why you don't have a daycare center in a nursing home, right? Because of that reason. You can't. It would be too chaotic because children themselves is a whole nother situation, right? When it comes to my grandmother, and just like a child, I group them in there because with a child and an elderly person, that means you are their total advocate, especially for those that can't do for themselves, you have to be that. Just like when you have a child, you're there for your child. Like if you put a child in the daycare center and they're in their soil and they've been in there for hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, you'll feel something where you will remove them. But in the mind frame of nursing home care, that's not the same type of urgency. If you go to a nursing home and they find out that if a child supposed to get some medication and you come into, just picture this, you come into the place, you see the child medication all on the floor and stuff, you would be upset about that. You'd be like, what? Why is my baby medication that they supposed to take to help them Why is it all on the floor? So you for those that don't have people, if they're having a daycare, you will feel it will be an urgency if you really love that person. I don't see the urgency. Right? And the only reason why we here today, things are now should happen is because I'm speaking up. And I'm using my platform to tell people, I've been preaching this forever. Check on your loved ones in nursing home. And I will look like a hypocrite if I didn't go and check up on my loved one. I will look like a stumped down hypocrite that my grandmother like, and I don't go check up on her. I try to go as often, like pretty much 7 days a week. If it's and it breaks my bank account to take Ubers a left, or if I take my mom to put gas in the car. But I do it because I love my grandmother. And if she want coffee, I go to that and get coffee, right? Because I've never seen coffee, people with coffee. So I'll go and bring her a cup from McDonald's, small cup of coffee. But when I would go, she leaning back in the bed, food all over her, soiled. Then the next day, in a chair, leaning to the side, food, medicine, all on the floor, all over. And leaning in her chair. And according to my uncle, I shouldn't say anything about it. That's the point. Hold on, Ma, I'm doing my show. Ma, I'm doing my show. I'm almost done. I'm doing my show. I'm almost done. She about to put on that Bluetooth speaker. I just heard it. Boo, boo, doo, boo, doo, boo, boo. And it's about to be blasted with music. So that's what I have to say. And I'm sparing these people. I can easily give my followers and my subscribers the proof and the direct order, and it will be ceased. But I'm doing it out of that grace and saying, okay, it ain't the time yet. But I am sparing it because of that. But I can take it up another notch. Y'all know me. But I said, because this is for my grandmother. This is for my grandmother's, for her care. No person should suffer and be sitting in their stool. No person. No, but not if you're a baby. Nobody should be sitting in a mess. And I'm just as nice, just as calm, because I know from my experience, when we have family members that come and cuss you out and be irate, you can never get out of character. Just be calm. And I use that same tactic as a public servant or as a worker for the elderly. I use that as a family member, professional, calm. I explain very calm how I'm talking, and I explain it, not over talking, and I explain it. But I didn't have to do the explain it, because when the people came in there, everybody saw it that came in that room. Everybody saw. And the reason why a lot of her children came, my mother came, is because you hear what she had to go through. You just hear it. She had her grandbabies. So trying to get them ready, get them calm, that's very chaotic. Because they're not going to sit still. They're going to make, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be hungry. They're going to try to run. They're going to try to jump. It's like my mother got a lot on her plate. That's why I came. If my mother was holding it down, I would come like I did before, every blue moon, once or 2 days. But once I saw it was too much on her, it was breaking her down to the point she went to the hospital, had to get surgery and recover, right? That's how much it broke her down. And I said, okay, let me be patient and let me go and help. And then once I started coming and I saw that my mother she couldn't handle it. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, because I knew if I get on the phone, she's going to say everything fine. But I went little visits and I saw it. I said, she can't handle that. This is too much. Because before my girl was in the place, she was here, the kids, you got to feed the kids, you got to get them up, one to school, bring them up to school. Then you still got the mom, then you got to be with her doctors, her nurse. That's too much on one person. That's just like, imagine you trying to run a home health care you trying to take care of an elderly person, and then you running a home daycare. That's too much. It's impossible for you to be doing your job correctly and right. And if you running a home daycare and taking care of an elderly person, that's close to impossible to do. You can't do it when you, especially the correct way, because taking care of elderly person it's a skill set. That's why you have to go to school. That's why you have to be trained. That's why we have to currently get training on this monthly, because that is a skill set. You're taking care of a human being. It's not just elderly. You take care of young people. You take care of children that's in facility. You take people with autism, etc. Right? But when it comes to people, for like people that have grandmothers, right? You got to go check on your people. You have to have patience. People say, well, why do you have patience on the internet? You have thick skin. Because I've learned that you have to have thick skin. And you will have people say all type of word, the N word. They will cuss you out. They will throw things at you. They will be combative. I have marks on my body of just combative people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the environment, right? The industry is changing. It used to be where when they had psych wards were patients that have any type of psych issues, right? But now a lot of those psych patients are being in nursing homes now, right? And I will never forget it. I had a meeting with a DON in Texas, and she said the industry is changing and it's getting so challenging because it's no longer just grandma that you're taking care of people with psych issues that's supposed to be in a psych unit, but they're bringing them in that environment. It shouldn't be, but you're talking about a corporation that their bottom line is profit. It's profit. They don't care, whatever. That's like a second thought. But the top priority is profit, right? And so that's why you as a family member, as a friend, be that advocate. Try to go. If you can't go, because I know people have things to do in their life. They don't have the freedom like I have the freedom, right? They don't have the freedom like I have the freedom, right? So if you could just go once, twice, but try to go. Because when you don't go, and then you see stuff, it's chaotic. I've seen so many horror stories. You could just YouTube and see, and it just breaks your heart because you got to go see your nephews. I mean, you got to go see your nieces. You got to go see anybody that's in a facility, hospital, anywhere in healthcare. You got to go see them, because if you don't, it can end up bad. And that's why when I saw it, my spirit was drained, because I had to sit there and take it, and then go to her children, because my grandmother, I'm not her child, I'm her grandson. And when I did the appropriate thing, I was told by my grandmother's son, my uncle, to don't do it. That's crazy. But even though that went in one ear, out the other, because I'm going to always stand up for my grandma. Okay, well, who you are, POA, DDD, BB, and CCA. I don't care what you got. I'm going to stand up for my grandmother. I'm not trying to go after no check. My grandma ain't no wealthy women. She's on the fixed income. These people, and I thought like that was a big, like people get that little Social Security check. It goes, baby, it goes to their head. Baby, y'all acting like that, like $10 million a month. That doesn't get so much sit down somewhere with that. But you got to make sure she's being taken care of. And I'm going to stand up for her. I'm going to stand up for my grandmother. I'm going to be an advocate for my grandmother. I'm going to go see my grandmother. And I'm not going to depend on her church members, where they're very limited. They're older now, right? And they have their issues with their own family members. They can't do it. I can see it, and they can't do it. So I'm not going to depend on them, because that's not their grandmother. That's my grandmother. So I'm going to make sure I'm there. I'm going to make sure I'm there. And it's sad that I'm her only grandchild that visit her regularly. Some haven't even seen her at all. And that's okay. It is sad that you have someone that dropped everything, that is there more than her own children. That's something, right? But I do it because I know I just go back to those memories when my grandmother being there for me, cooking and waking me up. I could just hear, my kid, get up for school. It's time to get up for school. You know, we went to church. We was in church for about 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. My uncle was very long-winded. And people always say, well, why are you so long-winded? I really got it from my uncle. If you really go and watch his sermons, I picked up a lot of his mannerisms, right? He's very long-winded. He could be on one subject, he'll jump to a whole nother subject. That's the way how he preached. He wasn't them type of preachers that stuck to one subject line, one topic, and stayed on that one topic. He will preach in a sermon about 10 different topics or 10 different scriptures, right? You just go with the flow, right? So, you know, but that's why I got a lot of my traits from. And I love my uncle. I really do. I just think that for him, he's a senior citizen, right? And when you have someone that is stuck in their ways, there's nothing you can do to change them. Ain't nothing you can do to change them. Ain't nothing you can do to change them. But I'm going to make sure that I be there for my grandmother because I had the relationship with my grandmother. I lived with her for most of my childhood and my young adulthood. I was there with my grandmother, and my grandmother was there for me. And I have to be there for her. That's only right. And why not be there for my grandmother? Why not? You know, that's love. See, people say they love their mama, they love that's lip service. Love is action. What are you doing to show your love? Everybody can say, I love you. But do I feel it? Do I feel it? My grandmother said something to me years ago before she got sick. She said, give me my flowers when I can smell them. Don't wait till I go and cry and give me flowers. Don't waste that. Give it to me now when I can smell it. Spend time with me now when I can feel it and appreciate it. And I'm going to be there because I know our time together is limited. So while we're here together, we're going to spend time. And I'm so reminded when my Uncle Freddie, when he passed away, and I felt so guilty because I said, you know what, Grandma, I'm going to go see Freddie, bring him some cigarettes, and I didn't go see him. I thought, I'll go next time when I come back to Chicago. Got to Chicago, Uncle was gone. He passed away. And that always was in the back of my mind that he passed and I didn't get to have one last conversation with my uncle. And he died in a mental institution, right? And I said, I'm going to go see him. I'm going. And never went. Well, it wasn't so much like a mental institution or something, but of course he had psych issues. For years he had it. He had schizophrenic. And that's when I knew what schizophrenic was because of my uncle. I saw that and how, that situation. May he rest in peace. But my grandmother had raised him to the point she helped bring her to the house. And the only reason why she had to return him back there because she couldn't do it anymore. She was older. He didn't take his medicine. He was very aggressive. His mouth was just crazy. The police had to be called almost every day, so she couldn't do it. She was there for him. So my grandmother sacrificed a lot. And this is why I've learned from my grandmother and something that I do want to break and that I have to break. You have to stop giving your all for ungrateful people. It is okay to say no. The reason I'm doing it for my grandmother because she gave me everything. I didn't have to ask for it. If I need $10, she did it. If I need $15, she did it. Oh, you need something for school? She did it. No complaints. She did it. So I owe her that. But it's an issue when y'all give y'all energy to people that suck it up from you and then you ain't get nothing from them. They just drain you up till you just drizzle up and go. That cycle I have to break for my life. Because I've seen that cycle with my grandmother. She did all this stuff, and the same people she helped rarely go see her. The same people that she brought into her home and bathed and clothed, gave them housing, they don't go see her at all. So that's why you got to break that cycle. Because you could stop giving all your all. Say that for you. It's God and it's you. You right up under there. God, that's first, and then you right there. You see that? God right there, up here, God, and you right there. But you got to put you right there. The thing is, How my grandmother did, she put God and she put everybody else, and if she had room, she all the way at the bottom. That ain't the God that I serve. God want to make sure that I'm straight first. Make sure I got fuel first. Because if I'm weak, I can't help nobody else. And see, that's why I take and I appreciate going to the gym. I appreciate in school trying to finish up because I'm laying the seeds. So by the time I hit 35, 36, I'll be able to have a more prosperous life. I'm 33 now. So by the time 35, so by the time 40 something, got a bachelor's and my career, the show popping. I have all of this stuff because I've seen family members that put everybody first, and I'm particularly my grandmother. And I just, and it reminds me to bring this, but I don't never tell her this, but I'm telling you all this. I used to tell my grandma, I said, Grandma, gotta stop doing that because if you get sick, what they gonna do then? Oh, don't worry about it. I got to do it. Who? If I don't do it. Now she's sick. Now these same leechers, they went from grandmother, went to mother, my mother. Because if a leech will get off one situation, jump off, they can't do that anymore. They're going to leech on somebody else because you're still a leech. And then now my mother is drained, stressed, and everything. These are not her children. My mother, oldest child, is in his 20s. I mean, youngest child is in his 20s. She don't have any infants, but she do that because in her mind, she said the same thing my grandma said, if I don't do it, then who will? And I give my mother the same advice. I say, you gotta slow down because you putting all this pressure on you and you're gonna break. I say, you're not God, and stop trying to act like you God. Because it's you giving to these ungrateful people, and you're gonna drivel up and they're going to try to jump and leech on somebody else. Somebody got to break it. Somebody got to break that cycle. And I had a cousin, my grandmother's sister, right? That would be my great aunt. I never get to meet, she passed, I never met her, right? But she had a daughter, right? She did everything for her daughter, right? Either paid her money, blah, blah, blah. But mama gone. Mama passed away. So then what did she do? She got from the plane from Georgia. She came to Chicago. She tried to leech on my grandmother. And my grandmother told her, and I give her credit. She said, well, listen, I can't do everything for you. You got to do it for yourself. You're a grown woman. And she went on back to Georgia, and now she's living in a group home. So, because she refused, she didn't have to be in a group home. She refused to pay bills. She said, I'd rather be here. And I said, okay, because everybody kicked her out. You was leeching, didn't want to pay bills. Then you don't want to take your meds. You don't want to do right. You want to leech. And I wanted to break that cycle. And God did it. God made me a better man because I can easily be like the rest of the men in the family. Depend on women, have babies, don't take care of them, go do crime, ain't good at it, you're going to get caught. And get prison work in and out of prison, more babies, in and out of prison. I could easily have that cycle, but I had to break that cycle. You understand what I'm saying? I had my issues, right? But constantly going, I'm talking about those people. I ain't talking about you had an incident with the law, you messed up, you got your life together. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the ones you keep doing it. You keep going in, revolving door, you in and out. And then the babies keep coming. And they got to be on grandma. They got to be on your mama's, And that's the thing. And I had to break that because it's a cycle that needs to be broken. Because it's a sick cycle. And I know God is going to do it because he's already doing it. Because he give me the strength to make sure I'm the advocate. God has already answered the prayers because I'm in the position to do it. You got your health. You can see. You intelligent, you know the industry, and you know what to do. You ain't got to keep on. See, a lot of people just think, you got to keep staying on you. No, you don't. The prayers, some of y'all still praying, and your prayers has already been answered. You might as well get up off your face with all them tears because it's already been answered. You just got to activate the answer that is inside you. Just activate it. You didn't already answer that prayer. You be praying for something that's already been answered. I just think that we just want that answer, just knock it in and just do everything. That don't have work. You physically got to walk through your activation of that prayer, the answer of that prayer. You have to work to it and see it through. But we want because some of us been taught that it's gonna jump up out the sky and twirl you around, and that ain't how it works. That ain't real life. That is a spoof. That is a movie. That you got to work. You know, you got to work at it. So just to stop all that, you know. So that's how I say, well, you just give it over to God. I done gave it over to, and I'm here right now because of God. Don't be when people tell you, just don't worry about it, just give it over to God. Excuse me? So you telling me that God don't want you to be an advocate. He wants you to, no, God, if he would, you address it. That's just like when you see a disobedient child, you say, no, I ain't gonna worry about that disobedient child. You know what? I'm just gonna get on my knees and fast for 40 days, 40 nights. No, it's instructions on how you're supposed to deal with that disobedient child. Come on now. Let's just some common sense here. You have a certain authority of how to deal with that situation. He didn't tell you to get on your knees for 40 days, 50 nights. In 50 nights, go and pray, fast, drink olive oil, bathed in olive oil. No, God, no. No, you need to be stern and have direction in your household. You ain't got to be sitting there drinking all that baby oil and drowning all in it, bathing all in the Costco oil, listening to worship music, Shirley Caesar, and all that crying on their face for 40 days, 40 nights. No, you just got to stand up and get to work. So in my close, you know, I saw this, and I'm saying it because I know it's some people in here that have loved ones that is no longer here, and you saw how your loved one was treated, and you weren't heard in the family. Just know you are important. You are important. And love, man, love is something. Because I'm coming back and being an advocate for my grandmother. That's love. That's love. And I will always stand up for anybody that, if I physically see it, you know, that's love. And I would get messages from people from all over the country saying their grandmother went through this, or their father went through this, or their uncle went through this. And I said, yeah, but I thank my followers for your prayers. And your prayers, just thank you. Because my day one followers know. And it's a lot of stress. Like I went and got a car. Let me tell you this story. Cause I said I want to go see it, like, cause I'm tired of like asking, can I use your car? Paying Ubers a lot. Then went there and I changed my mind at the last minute. They said, I asked them how much my car note gonna be. I thought it was one thing, and I looked. They said your car note gonna be $600 a month. I said $600 a month. I said, that's every month? Yeah. I said, no, thank you. I went off the lot, drove, like test drive. I'm just driving, test drive. I said, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want this. No. I looked over the numbers. That don't make sense. $600. And then the car, the insurance, right? I looked at the APR rate, 27.900. The finance charge was $22,331.60. The amount financed was $20,882. The total of payments in total of paying the car off was $43,214.36. I will pay that car off, according to this, the paper that they said. It starts on the 24th for this next month, and you will be done paying off the car at 12/22/2029. And I said, no. I will Uber and Lyft, and I will save and get a hoopty. Not a hoopty, a nice little car. I'm not that desperate. I did all that. And I need to go somewhere, just get out the house. So I went there, sat there, test drive it, listen to my gospel tunes, sat in the parking lot, listen to gospel, looking over at the numbers. Looking at the number, my credit's not 300. Like, no, it wasn't. Looking at my numbers, and I said, no, I'm not that thing. And then I was looking at the insurance. The insurance for full coverage is almost $300 a month for full coverage. Almost about 300. I think the quote that I got was like 265 for full coverage, right? 265. So if your note, let's just say if we would have did that 600, it'd have been almost $700, almost $800 that I'm paying for a car. And the interest rate would have been 27.900. And people were just getting them cars, and they was getting it. And I said no, because half of them will not complete it, because the car will not even last that long, because it's used. That ain't no new car. The car ain't talking. The car ain't doing no moonwalk. The car ain't cutting no grass. The car ain't cutting a bush. The car ain't massaging you. And I took that car back at that test drive. I took it back. And I got in that Uber. And I went on and boiled me some broccoli. I got an Uber and boiled me some broccoli. Yeah, they tried to get you. Cars are usually cheaper during holiday. $1,000 a month on a non-luxury car is crazy. And people do pay it. I said, I'm not going to be one of the ones. Because it was drive time. If y'all don't know what drive time, they had sent me a message. Oh, yeah, you pre-qualified, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you pre-approved, zero down. I'm like, oh, okay, let me see about this. I saw the reviews. Some of it was bad, but most of it were glory reviews. So I go in there and I sit down. I said, but why this place got all these good reviews and some bad reviews? So I get there to drive time, right? And I get there and I'm saying that. I said, oh, I see. Because they make you they encourage you to review. And I was like, nah, man. No. No. Even if you put down a down payment, like say if you put down 1,000, give me a second. So he said, if you put down 1,000 down payment, your note. Yeah, I don't know what I did with that paper. Oh, okay. I got it. Hold on. If you put down 1,000 on the down payment, instead of 600, it'd be like 4 something. 4 something. I'm like, what? If you put down 1,000. Even if you put down $1,000, he said it will still be like 4 something a month. 4 or 5, yeah. And then plus your full coverage insurance. Now, mind you got to have full coverage insurance. And I said, the numbers don't look right. I said, the numbers don't look right. And I said, no. No, thank you. Baby, if the down payment that you need, that interest, thank you, T1000, it's the interest rate. It's the interest that's getting you're paying on all that interest. So no, that's even worse than the last car deal. That's quadruple than the last car deal that I had. And so I'm not desperate. So yeah, so not desperate. I said it's way cheap because I'm spending like, I think the last time I calculate, almost about $300 for Ubers left for working, back home, to the gym, to the store. Probably about a solid $300. That's way cheaper than the original $600. $600 plus the insurance. That's way cheaper. That's way cheaper. Yeah. So I just had to say that car worth 30,000, you end up paying 50,000 just because of interest rate. Yeah. So that's how that goes. So I was like, I said, I'm gonna still go see my grandmother if I had to get my mother's car or take an Uber to left. And I'm trying to look right now and see if public transportation go there. Okay. And you have to pay every other week. Exactly. Every other week. Someone told me because I looked at the contract. I thought it was once because I read through the terms and people get mad because that's why I have my glasses on. So I got my glasses on. I'm reading because I'm not rushing. I'm not desperate. Like people wasn't even reading. They were just signing and they was ringing a little ding, 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 ding. Letting them drive off. I said, let me read it. And I said, this ain't for me. No, this not for me. Like when you get in that car, it's not for me. I said, nah, the numbers don't make sense. The math ain't mathing. Absolutely. All right. We saving up right now and just get a used car. Just pay like $3,000-4,000. Get a used car with no note. Make sure a good running car or whatever. I'm gonna try to get off the lot and get like a good used car, get a good used car and everything, get you a good mechanic to make sure it's good and run real good and be done with it. But ain't no way in the world you're going to be paying that much in interest for no vehicle that appreciate in value once you get it off the lot. That's almost a mortgage payment. You're a couple of $100 away from a mortgage payment. Okay. I'm not that desperate. I'm going to continue to fix my credit, continue to build my credit. We're doing good. It's like 650 now. Almost it all depends on which one because different ones say different numbers, so probably almost about 650. So I'm gonna work to build that up to get to 700, and I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna be rushing for that. No, not me. Absolutely not. So I'm not gonna rush and do that. I'm not rushing. So take my time. All right, so I just update y'all on that. I'll be back on my regular programming. I'm about to finish eating, get some fuel because I got to get up early in the morning to go work out because I missed today, and I needed a break because I had a Charlie horse. I needed a break because I had a Charlie horse. And so, like I had a Charlie horse. And I Googled, I said, well, I got that truck. Because they said you were working some muscles that you never worked before. I said, what? So what I'm eating for dinner, protein, baked chicken, and broccoli. I already got my broccoli. I'm going to eat some baked chicken. I'm going to finish eating this broccoli. And yeah, that's what I'm eating. That's the meal. Chicken, protein, broccoli. Then tomorrow, yeah, broccoli. We got a bag of rice that you can boil, white, just plain white rice, a little of that, but not for today, the white rice. That's going to be throughout the day. Yeah. So my Cardinal is terrible. I can't wait until I get out of this contract. I understand. Oh, so we go up to the front. Nate, he said, do you have your favorite? Didn't Nate say that? I love you, Nate. All right. So anybody want to call in? No, we will let you call in. Anybody want to call in? Now is the time if you want to call in for that. And we'll be back. I said we'll be back on our regular programming tomorrow. So we'll be back like some regular, celebrity gossip topics. I just had to, on this show it's kind of different. Like we talk about we talk about real issues and stuff. So give me a second. Okay. All right. Anybody want to call in? I said, am I important? Oh, absolutely. You are very important. They said, or actually peanut butter on apple. Oh, I love apples. Really not a peanut butter. Have been on a peanut butter on a toast. I'm really not a peanut butter person, but I heard peanut butter is good. I'm really not a peanut butter person. Yeah, but I tried it. I never tried it before. Peanut butter bananas and stuff. On apple. Never tried that before. I never did it. All right. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you enough. When times come, always remember to put God first. Thank you all for y'all contributions. We had a couple of folks that had already contributed to that. We, like I said, we already have the mixer, you guys. The microphone, we get a mic to connect to the mixer and everything, so the mixer can the mixer can work. So we're gonna connect the mixer, and so you all can have the mixer working. So you guys will be having that. So it'll be the same type of format. And then I'm going to get a green screen in the same type of format. So the green screen will be back. So it'll be same show that we have in Dallas. It'll be like the same format that we have in that way. Okay. 100 grams of protein. Yeah, so I'm about to eat some baked chicken now. I really want to go to the gym, but it's another story time that we're going to share with my members only. But members, we was going to do the members only tonight. Do y'all want a members only tonight, members? Let me know. Did y'all want a members only? Oh yeah, I'll be back in Dallas. You want to know? You want me to tell you when, Nate? I'll let you know. Just text me. I'll let you know in the text because I'll be in Vegas April 20. The last weekend in April, I will be in Vegas, but I'll be in Dallas beforehand because I have to go do something. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, how did you become a member? Oh, I can definitely tell my members this. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I was looking for my moderators. Let me see. Is my moderators in here? Okay. Anybody want to do members only? Hold on. I'm gonna post that because y'all gonna get this tea. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. I'm gonna post it. Okay. All right. There we go. So members, come on in. All right, members. I'm gonna give it enough time. I don't want to close this live out, so give me 1 second. Let me go use the restroom. Members, click. I mean, if you're not a member, click on that so I can post the Zoom stuff. Come on. Okay. All right. So, you guys, I'm about to post the Zoom information. So again, if you want the members only Zoom information, you have to send your number, and you have to send your number and the memo on Cash App. And if you send your number on Cash App in the memo, then you get to become a, I see the Zoom, but that's only for non-pay. If you are a member, I'm about to post it in the members only right now. Give me a second. If it'll work. Give me 1 second. I'm doing something. All right. I'm trying to start the meeting. Okay. Uh, that's, okay. Give me a second. Okay. All right, y'all. Hold on. I'm trying to do it on Zoom. This thing is trying to upload. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Oh gosh, what is going on? Okay. I'm trying to schedule. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Give me 1 second, members. 1 second. Yes. So give me 1 second, members. 1 second. Just hold your questions because I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. There we go. All right. We're about to. Give me 1 second. All right. Now, if you want the Zoom information and you're not a member, put your number in the memo. Your number in the memo. All right. So I can send you the Zoom information. Okay. So if you're sending your $5, if you want to see the members only, you have to put your number in the memo. All right. Or text me a screenshot to the show number that we have. And you'll do that. All right. Yeah. All right. There we go. So, I'm going to put the Zoom in there. All right. So, if you send the Cash App, you can send a screenshot. I'll send you the Zoom number. Just send me that thing to that number when you say your Cash App, because I guess some people don't know how to put it in a memo on Cash App. So if you pay a Cash App, just put the number in the memo. If you don't know how to do that, just send a screenshot of your Cash App, and I'll send you the Zoom to the number. But that amount is $5. Okay. All right, there we go. And give me a second, members. I'm getting the members on the line. So give me a second, I'm about to post it. Now, members, you got to look at the members only tab on YouTube. You'll see it in about 2 minutes. All right. There we go. All right, give me a second. Okay. All right. So I'm posting it now. All right, I posted, members. I posted. All right. So if you want to see the members only, you can, if you're not a member with a green symbol, you can Cash App, $ Marquise Wiley 28, or Zelle, wileyshow@gmail.com. You can do either or. $5, and we'll be seeing it. That's only if you're not a member. If you're a member, you should already see it on your phone in your members only tab on the community post. You should be able to see it on that. All right. All right. Let me know if you're able to see it. I'm about to start the members only now. So give me a second. Let me go ahead on and start it. All right. Let me go ahead and start the meeting myself. All right. Hold on. No, I don't want to do it that way. There we go. So I can see y'all come in here. All right. So y'all come on in the room. Press 1. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. All right. Press 1. If you can hear me, press 1. In the members only, I see y'all on Zoom. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. If you can hear, I'm just waiting on y'all. I'm giving them enough time. Okay. We got about 5 people in here. That's it. All right. Let me go ahead and. Everybody good? Okay. All right. So we have that. All right. We have a sponsor. So they posted on the community wall. A sponsor just said post it on the community wall. All right. So we have a sponsor. All right. There we go. So go to the community wall. You will see it. All right. Okay. I don't know how to chat on Zoom. Yes, you can scroll down. Then you'll be able to chat on there. So you got to scroll down. You'll be able to chat on there. Like when you scroll down, you'll be able to chat on there. All right. Thank you all so very much. Thank you to the new members. If you got any questions, you need to be texting me. Check the community wall. Check the members only wall. It's up there. There's nothing more I can explain it. It's all up there. So let me know when y'all come on in here, and we will see y'all over here. Okay. Let me see if you have any more questions in here. Hey, everybody. If you want to chat, we want to thank our anonymous sponsor for having it for the people that's not a member. Okay, and you can definitely see that. Thank you, 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 thank you. All right, give me a second. We thank you all so very much. All right, let's see y'all members all.